In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a couple of use cases for Shogun's data collections feature. So let's jump in and get started. Now, data collections basically let you define your own models with various attributes, and then you can use those in your custom elements. So today, I'm going to make two different collections. I'm going to start off by making a team members collection. And so this is basically going to be like a database with all of my team members in it. So let's start off here. I'm going to save team members. I'm then going to add some properties to my team members collection. So every team member is going to have a name, and they're also going to have a photo. And I can choose what type of attribute each one of these properties is. So the photo is going to be an image. So just keep it simple, name and photo. Now that I've added these properties and saved the collection, I'm going to add a couple of team members. This team member is called FinbarT, and I'm going to just upload a photo. Take a nice unsplash photo here, and it should appear in a second. There we go. So save this one, and now I'm going to go and add a second team member. So I'm going to call this one Nick R. I'm going to upload a photo. Just take this image here. And then I'm going to add one more team member just for illustration purposes, called Joe Blogs. We'll grab a photo for Joe as well. In fact, in keeping with the others, I'll call it Joe B. And save this one. Okay, so I now have this data collection called team members, and each member has a name and a photo. So now I'm going to show you how to use this in a couple of different custom templates. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a new template called team list. And this is basically going to just list out all of my team members. So start off with an unordered list, and then I'm going to say for T in team, this is a liquid for loop. And then I want to have a list item, and the list item will include the name of the team member. So we can access that with t.name. And then it's going to have the photo. So say t.photo. And now over here in the sidebar, we can configure where this name and photo is actually coming from. And so I want this to come from my collection. So I'm going to choose the team members collection. And it shows here that these are the properties I have to work with, the name and the photo. So for every person in the team, show their name and then show their photo. So let's save this, and we're going to just jump into the editor, and I'm going to create a new page. Let's just jump in here, and when this loads up, I'm going to use my new team list template. So I'm just going to drop this on the page. As with other custom elements, this appears down here in the custom elements section. Drop in my team list, and it's quite an ugly looking template, but you know, it works for illustration purposes. So we have a list of all of the team members. So FinbarT, Nick R, and Joe B. And I can save this, and I can publish this page. And the nice thing about data collections is I can go back into the data collection and I can make some changes to this collection, and all the pages that use the templates that refer to this collection will get updated automatically. So if I rearrange this and I put Nick on top, and then I save, and then I go back to my page, my T page, you'll see that Nick is now the number one in the list. So that's a pretty simple example. I have a couple more examples here of the types of things you can do with data collections. So let's go ahead and, oops, wrong place. Let's go ahead and make another custom template. And this time we're going to just use a single team member. So we're going to call this one team member profile. This time we're going to have div class equals team member. I'll put it here, and we'll have the name h2, and I'm going to say t.name. and I'm also going to say t.photo right here. And because I'm using this syntax where I'm accessing the property of an object in Liquid, I get the option of either configuring this as you would a regular variable, or pulling this in from a collection. And so this is going to come from the team members collection, and the backend has figured out this is a single variable. So it's a single variable from the team members collection, which is going to be used to populate this template. And so I'm going to save this, and now we can jump back into a page, back to my T page. And as soon as it loads up, I'm going to drag in some columns, and I'm going to drag in a team member profile. And now I can just choose which team member I want to show up here. So this is the profile of Nick R. I can change it to any of the team members. And I can add another one of these team member profile elements and choose a different team member. And all of this data will be kept in sync. When I save and publish this page, if I go back and make any changes to the collection, then the live page will be kept in sync with all the changes. Now I'm going to show you one other really great use case for data collections. So I'm going to go and create a brand new data collection. And this one is going to be a sort of helper collection that I can use to make my other custom elements more powerful. So this is going to be called my colors collection. And I'm going to add two properties. I'm going to add a name, and I'm going to add a hex for this color. I'm going to save. And then I'm going to add a couple of colors in here. So let's call this color vermilion, and I'm going to need to go and find a vermilion hex code now. Vermilion hex code. Okay, here we go. So I'll just grab this, come back in here, put the hex right there, and I'll add one more color. Let's add turquoise hex code. Oh, there we go. Let's take that one then. There we go. So turquoise, and add in the hex, and we'll save this. So I now have vermilion and turquoise as two options. I could continue adding as many as I like. And I'm now going to go and make a new custom element. And I'm going to make a simple element for a heading that lets the user configure what color the heading is inside of the editor. And so this is going to be called rainbow heading. And I'm going to say h1 style equals color, and then I'll use liquid color.hex here. And let's put in some text as well. So there's lots going on here. We'll talk through it. So we have this color.hex, which again is using this object.syntax in Liquid. So it lets us choose that this is going to come from a collection. And so the collection we're going to have this come from is colors. And then we have this text variable. And the text, I just want to be inline text. So this is dead simple. So I'm just going to save this. And now when I jump back and go into the editor, I will just use the same page again, this T page. And when this loads up, I'm going to drag my rainbow heading onto the page. And I can edit the text, but I can also choose a color from the two colors that I've added to my data collection. So I can make this a turquoise heading, I can make it a vermilion heading. So this is another really powerful use case for data collections. You could have things like CSS classes to choose from, colors, or just various configuration options that you might use inside of your custom template to render the template differently. And that's a couple of use cases for data collections. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to support@getshogun.com.